Hello lovely friends, I'm Jibid. I'm here to show you another flip through. I have a traveller's notebook insert to show you today, so thank you for stopping by to have a look. The lady that wanted this insert, she wanted it to be to do with healing and inner peace and spirituality. And she was talking to me about certain events in her life that she's living with and dealing with, and certainly I think we all need some of that inner peace, really. So I have enjoyed making this book, and I hope that it turns out to help you in your journey. She actually sent me a couple of images to use if possible, but because of my own technical stupidity I wasn't able to get them to work, and then later on I realised what I was doing wrong, but it was kind of too late by then. So I'm sorry I haven't been able to use exactly those images, but I tried to find a couple of substitutes that were similar. So I think that she likes this idea of journeys and old maps, and I've used this Tim Holtz scrapbook paper on the front cover, and because this is slightly bigger than a standard TN, it's an A5 size insert, I just had to kind of rethink some of the pockets and things, because if it's an insert, of course it's just one signature, so it has a long way to travel round. So this is the 12-inch 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, and it just reaches for an A5. So I've done things a little bit different to usual. So that's the cover, and just on here I've got this beautiful little green. It reminds me of sea foam, this gorgeous colour. I don't know if the camera will pick up, but it's like the light is coming from inside this bead. It's really gorgeous, and it reminds me of the sea, so I wanted to use that on the front cover. So other than that, it's just distressed and plain as it is. So first page, Tim Holtz again. This is vellum from the Wallflower pack. Little pocket. This lady actually had a journal from me before. She's the recent botanical journal with the poppies on the front, so she's very interested in botany. I found these gorgeous tree seeds a few weeks ago, so I've pressed these and put them in this paper envelope here. And there's a tag with a quote. This was just tea dyed, just the same as you do the doilies, but using some lace. And then a little sleeve for that, and poppies were one of her favourite flowers, and I've chosen Cider with Rosie for the library card. So there's a tuck behind this pocket if you want to put extra things in there. And being an insert for a cover, I've tried again to use some thinner papers. So I've got scrapbook paper for the cover and the first page. I think that's all I've used. The rest are just the thinner ones. So a glassine envelope and one of these pretty wax paper specimens with machine stitching around the edge, and a quote just here. Are we in frame? Nope, sorry. And then, let's see, oops, not caught on the stitching. So an envelope here, and so I've used some of these old map images, so I hope that you'll like those. I've just done these just one layer with no stitching. I like to keep things like this in my inserts just for somebody asks you to write a phone number down or something, so they're just kind of a bit more disposable. You can scribble on them little notes. And then also I've included some more proper, what I call proper journaling cards, so I've done stitching around some of them with a backing, but just try to keep things so that you're not adding too much bulk. So I've made this lovely crinkle envelope with stitching round. I'm just wondering whether to zoom out one moment. Okay, I think that might be better, sorry about that. Okay, so tracing paper with machine stitching lines. She did ask for plenty of writing space because she's a pro journaler. So, well, she didn't say that, I'm saying that about you. So I've tried to give you plenty of space to write on, and where we've got pages that are not really easy to write on like this, like book pages and such, I've given you something else to write on it, so there's cards or spaces stuck on and things like that. So there's some little quotes about healing and being kind to yourself and things like that. So there's a skeleton leaf in tracing paper here. Some more botanical flowers and things in there. Quotes, little tuck pocket tags, and some of the plainer pages where I've left you more writing space I've just kind of decorated a little bit. And this is just one of these set machine stitches on the sewing machine, which are quite easy to just kind of does it by itself, you know, if you're not confident with sewing. And she likes stones, and she had so many interests, this girl. I just thought that looked pretty with the heathers here in this lovely watercolour. And these two cards, these are actually the that were used on the covers for her other journal, so I've just made these smaller for little cards. Here is some luggage tags with a quote, and I've done this as a little folding wallet, so there's little note spaces here, and that closes with a magnet. There's some old ledger paper here that's been tea dyed and stencilled. Japanese rice paper, very beautiful, with a quote. This is from Jack London, but I've forgotten to put his name. Tracing paper, printed through the printer with graph paper lines, and another envelope in there. A little stone on the clip. This is probably easy to see that that is an oak leaf. You've seen some of my eco dyes before. What's nice about the oak is that it's very high in tannin, which is an important factor in eco dyeing. I've had a lot of questions about eco dye. I'm not an expert, and I think that there is a lot of YouTube videos of people who really know what they're talking about better than I do. But for the benefit of those that are interested, oak, as I was saying, is very high in tannin, and this is one of the chemicals that really helps you in your eco dye. And you can get tannin from the leaves, and you can also get it from oak galls. And when I first went looking for oak galls, I was looking for something else entirely. I thought there was something different. big growths that I'd seen on trees sometimes, and I thought that's what oak galls were. So I ended up actually walking past a lot of these without even noticing them. So I'm just showing you, this is what oak galls look like, and they just grow on the little twigs and the ends of branches like that. So there is a broken one, and can you see that there's a tiny little hole on there? That's where the gall wasp burrows its way out. So do not collect them in the summertime because you don't want wasps. Collect them in autumn when you see the hole in the gall, so that means that it's empty and vacant. So this is what they used to use to make ink. So you get a very black, beautiful print from here. So that's your lesson in botany and eco-dyeing for today. So more ledger paper with a bit of stenciling. I've used some lovely thin sewing paper, and just if you're doing this, just strengthen again with a bit of washi so that when you sew you're not tearing through these very delicate papers. This is paper that I begged and nagged my friend who was going to China to bring me some things back. So she very kindly brought me back a beautiful bundle of lovely Chinese stuff. So I don't know what this paper is, but it's gorgeous, and it has these Chinese characters on it. That also is very thin. Thank you, Kathy. Forgot to thank you, sorry. So this is old maths paper from an old exercise book, and let's see if I can just show you. I just like to, if possible, not use the centre of the paper for the centre of the spine. If you just offset, you can sometimes get these lovely effects from where the paper has been. That's like little rusted staples that have come from the book. And I've just done some machine stitching, just again with that little leaf design. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention the reason that she likes that I've included this page is because she is into calligraphy as well. One of the images that she sent me is of some Chinese calligraphy instruments. Oh, also, so that's why this script is here, and I've included a rose hip graphic from the Graphics Fairy. She likes rose hips. So a little flip for extra space. Some mulberry paper. Oh, this is the image that she sent of these beautiful Chinese painting brushes. She also sings. She does so many things. She sounds like she lives a really full, interesting life. So this is from my vintage herb book that she's interested in. A little quote here from Tinkerbell. More herbs. And this is calico, just rubber stamped on top with just stitched round. And I've used the stitching here just to make a frame for a little bit of stenciling. And also, this is quite interesting, I bought some black coloured doilies. I hope that shows up. So I've done some doily prints, and it's come out with this lovely kind of violet inky colour. So a bit of extra interest there. So some more little leaf stitching. And because she likes rose hips, some more botanical papers in here. These lovely cards are from Chick Una on Etsy, and tracing paper crinkly. So this image I chose because she'd sent me the old maps, and also one of old ships, what like the old midships floaty thingies, you know what I mean. So that's what this is, and well, it's not this. This is a substitute because I wasn't able to use that one. Tiny tip. This image I found and I really liked it. It's a very pretty sketch. But when I enlarged it and printed it out, it did come out, you know, when you get kind of a bit pixely, where it's been enlarged too much. So what I did was just go over all the lines with a sharp pencil, and it kind of fixed the problem. So if you are having that problem, this is a good way to get around it. You can't really tell anymore. Of course, it might be difficult with a full colour picture, but with this sketchy lines, it worked out quite well. This little wallet, I love this. This is from an idea that I got from Amity Bloom. I've used Tim Holt's beautiful vellum paper again. I sometimes wonder what we'd do without Mr. Tim. I think we'd all be sat in the corner chewing our wax crayons or something without him. There's so many things that he produces that are really beautiful. So thank you, Tim. Okay, so I've done stitching round each of these panels. There's two little pockets, as you can see, and I've made these two little botanical samples from collections from this springtime. So this is celandine, and this one is pink campion. So I've just put little notes on the back with stitching round to match the colours of the flowers. So I thought that came out really pretty. And what I like about this vellum, well, of course the obvious thing about vellum is that you can see through it, but with the flowers, they kind of go with the images on the outside, so I think that looks pretty. I'm definitely going to do that again. So a little tuck spot here, and I've used this lovely French dictionary again with a handcraft stamp and some more images in there, and she asked for a picture of a meadow, so that's that one. And because she's had a journal from me before, I've used some different fonts this time, so she's not getting the same thing. This one is Modesty and Shalahira, this is called. If you go on dafont.com, they're really great because you can filter for public domain and things that are 100% free to use, which makes it really useful if you're selling things like that. So more cards, little charm on the side there. This is a little vintage tea card with violets that she loves. I've done some silk pleating here, some herb books, her book page rather. So this is another eco die. This was fern leaves on paper, which came out really pretty. I've used some, whoops, not in frame again, sorry, linen threads there, just because try to use things not too bulky again. This is crayon rubbings, and there's a little pocket with something in the pocket, and the other side this really pretty poem about a brook. And found this nice image about Chinese scribes' tools, little setup there. Some little scraps sewn on the machine. There is a tiny little tracing paper window which came out cute with a pressed flower inside. And so there's the other side of the Chinese paper. Here's a quote by Albert Einstein. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind, which I thought was really cool. I've just glued this only down, like a strip down the middle, so that this Japanese paper, you get the little, feels really nice like that. Another quote on here with a little tuck space, bits and pieces there to write on. And I've used this page because it's got the rose hips on it again. And again here you can see I tried to offset the middle of the page. So this is where the tea dye has picked up the spine of the paper where it was folded into the book originally. So I really like this idea that things have been repurposed and reused, which is a kind of junk journal philosophy, I suppose. This vintage manuscript, I've done a little magnet here, so that closes to hold in all these extra papers. Let's see. So I've just left these plain. There's some little notebook transfers there, some graph paper, some lined paper, so just for extra space, and that closes in. This was a little idea that I got from my friend Liv. Hello Liv, if you're watching, and thank you for all the lovely goodies that you sent me and the amazing ideas, I have to say. So I'm copying her with some of these fold outs, and also got something, my next book I think. And for watching. Bye.